Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Unsurprisingly, Prigozhin, the boss of Wagner Group, changes course, or at least that's what it seems. It receives all the ammunition he wants and he needs. Mr. Shoigu, General Shoigu, informed him. I have here two articles coming from the Ukrainian side, telling us that Prigozhin came out and said, hey, we've been promised all the ammunition. So I guess things change. Well, if you remember Prigozhin Wagner Group, his private military company, fights in Bakhmut against the other side, which is, you know who. Yeah, Ukraine. And he said that he's going to withdraw, take his troops out of Bakhmut by the 10th of this month, which is May, if he's not receiving ammunition. He requested it, he didn't receive it from the Russian Ministry of Defense, according to Prigozhin. Then his friend and another fighter, warlord, Mr. Ramzan Kadyrov, said, it's okay, brother, I'm coming in. You go, I'm coming. Kadyrov called Putin, requested from Putin to take over Prigozhin Wagner's position in Bakhmut. Nothing happened after that. I read an article that came out about 5 hours ago, but here I have some articles coming from Ukrainska Pravda. Not too long ago, actually these were probably earlier than the one I read about Kadyrov saying, hey, Putin, can you give me the positions? I'm going to go over there and take over. So Prigozhin and Kadyrov says, yes, good, thank you, I'm going to go, you come in. The Russians said, not so fast, take it easy, take it easy. I'm going to give this guy ammunition, you stay over there, I'm going to use it probably somewhere else. Oh, let's see the articles, right? Yes. So we have this article from Ukrainska Pravda. Prigozhin says he was promised, and I'm quoting, as much ammunition as it takes. This thing with promised, I don't like. I want to see it in my little raccoon hand, and then I know you follow through. This is from Monday, not so fast, Emil. Sunday, May 7th, 2023, and this came at 5:21 a.m. All right. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Wagner Group private company, has said these guys have got to make up their minds. Sometimes they call these guys just private companies, sometimes mercenaries. Yevgeny Prigozhin sometimes is the leader, sometimes is the boss, sometimes is the financier, sometimes is the whatever, man. I think these guys like diversity too. So Prigozhin said that he received a combat instruction, presumably, from the Russian Defense Ministry, saying that the soldiers would receive ammunition and weapons. And I'm quoting Prigozhin. They promise to give us ammunition and weapons as much as we need to continue further operations. They swear to us that everything necessary will be put on our flank so that we are not cut off by the enemy. So that means we are advancing, and we're afraid that if we advance too fast, we can be, surrounded, flanked, cut off. That's exactly what the Germans did during the Blitzkrieg, if you remember, when they attacked France, they bypassed the Maginot Line. So Maginot was built by the French from north to south, from the lower lands, the Netherlands, Belgium, and whatever it's over there, Denmark, I think that area. Anyway, so they are Benelux, or Luxembourg, if you want to consider that as well. So they built this Maginot Line, north-south, thinking it's going to be, if the Germans attack, it's going to be the same trench war like it was in the First World War. But the Germans went through, they bypassed it through north. So this is the North Sea, the Black Sea, Jesus Christ. The Baltic Sea, how do I go? The North Sea, Baltic Sea, and there's the channel a little bit to the west, the French channel, the English channel. Okay, my bad. Always. So he went through that and he bypassed all this. So these were going, and how you do it, that's why it's like a like this, you attack, but if this goes too fast, I put it this way, if this goes too fast, all this narrows, because everything that comes behind you, they did it with the tanks. So tanks were advancing so fast that this from this came like this. So then they were afraid the French will come from behind and cut them off. So they had to wait for everybody to come over, Red Rover, and bring the whole thing with them. Ammunition and supplies and all that. That's how it was the blitzkrieg going towards Paris. And the French were like, oh no. So anyway, let's go. So that's what probably Prigozhin is talking about here, because he's advancing in Bakhmut, and on the sides there's the Russian military that are pushing west. So they're pushing west, they're north and south of the city. All right, so they tell us that we can act in Bakhmut as we see fit. And they give us Sergei Surovikin, former commander of Russian forces in Ukraine, as a person who will make all decisions within the combat operations of the Wagner PMC in cooperation with Defense Ministry. I heard that this guy, Sergei Surovikin, former commander, I think he now is with Wagner Group, joins, that's how it was, joins. So background, on May 5, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the founder of the Wagner private military company, wrote a letter to the Russian Defense Ministry stating that he would withdraw his mercenaries, we're mercenaries, from Bakhmut after 10 May. He claimed that the reason for the move was that the Ministry of Defense did not give his fighters enough ammunition, and he did not want his people to be doomed to a senseless death because of this. The armed forces of Ukraine are skeptical about the claim made by Prigozhin, me too, but hey. Later, Chechen leader Kadyrov offered his help. Prigozhin announced that he would allegedly hand over the positions of his fighters in Bakhmut to Kadyrov's soldiers. Alright, and this is the second article from the Russians. Wagner promised as much ammunition as we need, Prigozhin. The same, 7th of May 2023. The private military company has recently said it would fall back from Artyomovsk due to munition shortages. So basically they tell here the exact thing. A military instruction in which we were promised as much ammunition and weapons as we need to continue our activities. In a voice message posted on his Telegram channel, Prigozhin said, "We were told that we can carry out activities in Artyomovsk as we deem necessary," Prigozhin said. So they're not going anywhere. This is what he said. We were told that we can carry out activities in Bakhmut. That's what it is. Well, so he says on Friday, Prigozhin said that Wagner personnel were suffering heavy losses because of what he described as a 70% shortage of ammunition. He later announced the positions held by Wagner would be handed over to Akhmat, an elite unit from Russia's Chechnya. So, I guess everything goes back to normal, and it's not going to go anywhere. I don't know if... we'll see. Maybe now this could have been a little celebration in Ukraine, and then now is it's some bad news. Remember, psychologically, you suffer more if you're taken something that you were given than if you're not given anything at all. So, for instance, let's say you're offered a thing that you like, let's say a car, and you're given the car. You suffer more if the car will be taken away from you than if the car wouldn't have given to you in the first place. So the same thing, when this guy says, well, we're leaving, the Ukrainians were, yes, and they were giving this success, yes, that's good, oh, they're coming back, shit. Well, whereas before that, it was like, oh, the guys are here, we're here, let's get it on. So I don't know if there was a psychological, probably it was both. It was both, and a psychological measure. Probably they were running out of some ammunition. Sometimes it's hard to, bring supplies to the front. Maybe, they don't have it, which I doubt. I doubt they don't have it. I think it was just not a misunderstanding. I think it's just a logistics problem. They were not delivered. That's what I think. Not that the guys wanted to have the Wagner group decimated. After all, they're fighting for you. So, yeah, you might sacrifice it for other political reasons to get rid of Prigozhin. But Prigozhin and Wagner, look at me, they're no threat to the Russian military, which is Shoigu. Shoigu and what's his name, Gerasimov, the other general in charge, if they want to Prigozhin up, they can do it like this. Vice versa, no. Why? Wagner, military. Resources for Wagner, resources for the Russian military. No, that's just a Hollywood-like, stupid, low-level scenario that these guys are feeding us. And some people are like, up, up, up. Not you and I. We're better than that, aren't we? Anyway, we'll see. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. If they go somewhere, they're going to probably go south towards Zaporozhye and Kherson to defend a possible counteroffensive coming from the Ukrainians. That it's coming, but not going. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.